It's Halloween, and I'm going to do something terrifying. 24 hours straight, 1,440 minutes. That's how long I'm immersing myself in the haunting world of Gallowmere, dissecting every pixel, soundbite, and every dialogue for the world of Medieval on PlayStation 1. Will it be worth every second, or will I just descend into madness? Here's nostalgia.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Alrighty, let's start the timer. 24 hours on the clock starting now. For the uninitiated, let's set the stage. Medievil, released in 1998, is a gem from the PlayStation 1 era, but to truly appreciate its brilliance, we need to journey back to its inception. The seeds of Medievil were sown in the mid-90s, a time when the gaming industry was undergoing a renaissance. 3D graphics were becoming the norm, and the PlayStation was leading the charge. Amid this backdrop, a team at SEC Cambridge Studio, previously known as Millennium Interactive, began conceptualizing a game that would stand out from the crowd. The initial idea wasn't even about a skeletal knight. It was envisioned as a dark Tim Burton-esque title, drawing inspiration from movies like The Nightmare Before Christmas. The team wanted to craft a world that was both eerie and enchanting. As the concept evolved, so did our protagonist, Sir Daniel Fortesque. Initially just a side character, took center stage. His backstory was fleshed out, a knight who was hailed as a hero, but had met an untimely end in the very first charge of battle. This twist of fate, this blend of tragedy and comedy, became the heartbeat of the game. Chris Sorrell, the game's director, once mentioned in an interview how the team was passionate about creating a game that was visually stunning, yet narratively compelling. They wanted players to laugh, to feel, and to be immersed in Gallomere's lore. And it wasn't just about the visuals and story. The soundscape of Medievil was crafted with equal passion. Andrew Barnabas and Paul Arnold, the game's composers, wove a musical tapestry that captured the essence of Gallowmere, from the haunting melodies of the graveyards to the whimsical tunes of the enchanted forests. I mean, just take a listen for yourself right here. Upon its release, Medievil was met with acclaim. It wasn't just another game, it was an experience. I even remember playing this for the first time in the 90s on one of those Pizza Hut demo discs. I still never beat the game until this video. I mean, hell, some would even say 90s Dylan is still playing it right now.
This Pizza Hut demo is radical. I could play Medievil all day.
Hey kid, are you gonna order a pizza or can you get the out of my restaurant?
The game even went on to spawn a sequel and even 2 remasters within 2 decades of each other. A true testament to its enduring legacy. At the heart of Medievil lies a tale that is timeless as it is unique. The story of Sir Daniel Fortesque. To truly appreciate the game's depth, one must first understand the legend of the skeletal knight. In the land of Gallowmere, Sir Daniel was once hailed as a hero. Tales of his bravery were echoed through the halls of the kingdom. Children even played with wooden swords pretending to be him, and his statue stood tall in the town square. But, as often is the case, legend can be more myth than reality. The fateful day that would define Sir Dan's legacy arrived when Zarok, a sorcerer consumed by dark ambitions, threatened Gallowmere. A great battle ensued. Sir Daniel led the charge against Zarok's undead army, bravely facing the sorcerer and dying a hero's death. However, the truth is a tad less heroic. Sir Dan, in his enthusiasm, was struck down by the very first arrow fired in battle. His valiant death became the stuff of comedic tales, a stark contrast to the grand legend that was initially woven around him. Can we take a moment to appreciate these PS1 era FMVs? I mean, I know they're dated, but it makes me feel like I'm in a bowling alley getting a strike.
Nice spare!
Fast forward to the events of Medievil, Zarok returns, casting a spell that awakens the dead. Ironically, this dark magic also gives Sir Dan a second chance at life, or more accurately, an undead existence. With his jaw missing and one eye socket empty, our skeletal protagonist is far from the image of the gallant knight of yore. Yet, it's this very imperfection, this vulnerability, that makes him so endearing. Throughout the game, Sirdan's journey is peppered with moments of humor and heart. His interactions, limited by his immobility to speak properly due to his missing jaw, are comically endearing. Yet beneath the humor lies a deep-seated desire for redemption. Each level, each enemy defeated, and each challenge overcome is a step towards reclaiming his lost honor. The Hall of Heroes serves as a poignant reminder of what Sirdan once was and what he aspires to be again. The ghostly aspirations of true heroes, some of whom were his contemporaries, offer both praise and jest. Their reactions range from surprise at seeing the legendary Sir Daniel in his skeletal form to genuine admiration as he progresses through his quest. But beyond personal redemption, there's a greater mission at hand. Zarok's return threatens all of Gallowmere. Sirdan's journey isn't just about rewriting his own story, it's about saving a land and its people from darkness. And as players, we're not just invested in the gameplay, we're invested in Sir Daniel Fortesque, the unlikely hero with heart, albeit a bony one. Gallowmere, the fictional realm where Medieval unfolds, is not just a setting, it's a living, breathing entity. Each location, each level, tells a story. Trust me, after 24 hours, I've listened to each tale, felt the ambiance, and marveled at the attention to detail. Once waking from his slumber, our journey begins in the graveyard. Here, the ambiance is immediately set with the eerie glow of the moonlight, casting long shadows on the ground. Tombstones, some freshly dug and others ancient, are scattered throughout. The level is alive with the sounds of the undead. Zombies with their decaying flesh and tattered clothes rise from the ground. Their movements are slow, but they come in numbers, making them a real threat. The ground occasionally rumbles as hands pop out, trying to grab Sirdan by the ankles. This level serves as an introduction, teaching players about weapon collection, combat mechanics, and the importance of timing. As we ascend to Cemetery Hill, the challenges become more pronounced. The path is steep and winding, and players must be consistently on the move to dodge the rolling boulders that threaten to crush Sirdan. Skeletal warriors with their rusted armor and shields guard the path. Their combat style is more aggressive than the zombies, requiring players to be more strategic. Scattered around are explosive chests, which can be a double-edged sword. While they can be used to dispatch enemies, careless proximity can lead to self-inflicted damage. The chalice, which is a reoccurring element, challenges players to defeat a certain number of enemies to fill it, unlocking rewards each level. Venturing into the enchanted earth, the environment takes on a more mystical feel. Dense foliage and large mushrooms give it an otherworldly appearance. Giant frogs with their slimy skin and menacing leap are a new adversary. Can even ambush the player, making every step a cautious one. Biting plants camouflaged among the flora can even catch players off guard. The Witch Talisman, a pivotal item, is introduced here, setting the stage for intriguing interactions with two witches later on. Ant Caves is a unique stage that offers players a striking departure from the typical, spooky, gothic atmosphere of the game, as Sirdan finds himself traversing through a vast underground world filled with giant ants. Well, relatively giant compared to Sirdan's size. Using the Witch's Talisman that you find earlier in the game, you use it in the Enchanting Earth level to unlock this hidden level within the level. Something I'd like to call Levelception. The level is characterized by its intricate design, featuring a labyrinth network of tunnels and chambers where players must navigate their way through. The creepy underground ambiance is complemented by eerie sound effects and atmospheric lighting, creating an atmosphere of suspense and curiosity. Players must also engage in combat with these oversized ants, adding a challenging twist to the intriguing level. The Ant Caves also showcases the game's ability to seamlessly shift between different themes, ensuring that players are continually surprised and engaged as they progress through Sirdan's adventure. The atmosphere becomes palpably tense in the sleeping village. The ambient sounds of a once peaceful village are now replaced with the moans of its cursed inhabitants. The villagers under a dark spell attack Sirdan with a variety of weapons, from pitchforks to torches. The challenge here is moral, as well as it is tactical. Do you engage these innocent souls or find a way to avoid them? Puzzles become more intricate, with the water wheel puzzle requiring keen observation and timing. Collecting key items like the crucifix cast and the landlord's bust becomes essential to navigate through the maze-like streets. The Pools of the Ancient Dead is a hauntingly beautiful expanse. The reflection of the moon on the water surface, the mist that rises from the pools, and the crumbling statues create a very melancholic setting. The pathways are narrow and treacherous, demanding precise movement, which for the PS1 can be kinda tough at times. Armored zombies, now more formidable, patrol these paths. Ghostly apparitions and remnants of fallen soldiers challenge Sir Dan to duels. The Silver Shield found here is not just an upgrade, it's a lifeline, offering much needed protection against the increasing onslaught. The Scarecrow fields are a testament to the game's ability to blend horror with strategy. The Scarecrows with their glowing eyes and sharp blades are relentless. They can appear from any direction, making consistent vigilance a necessity. The Mechanical Harvester with its grinding gears and sharp blades will help you carve unpredictable paths through the fields and maybe even lead you to a chalice. The cornfields, while offering some cover, are also home to explosive traps. Every step in this level is a calculated risk. The Asylum grounds is a hauntingly atmospheric and eerie setting that captures the essence of the game's dark and whimsical tones. The level is a long and confusing maze, enhancing the feeling of being lost in the world of the undead. The Asylum grounds not only challenges players with clever puzzles, riddles, and hordes of enemies, but also immerses them in a creepy gothic atmosphere. Once we make it past that, we are then inside the Asylum. This level takes players deep into the heart of an abandoned mental institution known as the Asylum. The level is shrouded in darkness and filled with spine-chilling surprises, making it one of the most haunting and challenging segments in the game. As you make your way through the levels of the Asylum, you will encounter hordes of undead enemies, each level more difficult than the last. The crystal caves dazzle with their beauty. The luminescent crystals cast a soft glow, illuminating the dark caverns. But this beauty is deceptive. Shadowy imps, crystal bats with their razor-sharp wings swoop down unexpectedly. Amidst these challenges, players must also keep an eye out for the Star Rune, a key unlocking new mysteries and areas. As the name suggests, this level is set aboard a haunted vessel. Drifting aimlessly in the fog-covered waters, the creaking of the ship, the distant wails of lost souls, and the unpredictable rocking of the deck make for an atmospheric experience. Players must navigate through these tight corridors, battling ghostly pirates and avoiding treacherous traps. The challenge here isn't just the enemies though, it's the environment itself. One wrong step and Sir Dan might find himself plunging into the abyss. Completing this level requires a mix of combat prowess and platforming skills. Medieval never ceases to surprise, and the time device is a testament to that. This level you will navigate each section by changing the time on the main clock in the main hub. But there are some challenges along the way, from floating eyeballs to minute and hour hands trying to stop you dead in your tracks. The culmination of Sir Dan's journey, Xeroc's Lair, is a sprawling fortress, teeming with traps, minions, and dark magic. Every step in this level feels like a climax, as players confront the sorcerer's most powerful creations. That is all something I would say if that was the case, but unfortunately, this is actually one of the quickest levels in the game. You would think at the end of the game, like in most games, there would be a challenge to get to the final boss. Some sort of testament of your playthrough throughout the whole game. Using those items that you got all the chalices for and all that practice you've had to get to the final boss. Then we get to the final confrontation with Xeroc himself. A battle that tests not just Sir Dan's might, but his spirit and determination. Let's talk about combat. Medieval isn't just about swinging your sword aimlessly. Oh no. Over the course of my 24-hour journey, I've experimented with a vast arsenal. From the enchanted broadsword to the magic longbow, every weapon offers a unique approach, ensuring that battle remains fresh and exhilarating. Each weapon isn't just a tool, it's an experience. Take the enchanted broadsword for instance. It's not just about slashing power, but also the magical aura it emits, allowing for strategic crowd control. Then there's the magic longbow, which isn't just about long-range attacks. Its arrows, embedded with magic, can target specific enemy weaknesses, turning the tide of the battle. The beauty of Medieval's combat lies in its variety. As you progress, you're encouraged to experiment, to mix and match, to find the perfect weapon for every situation. The club with its brute force is perfect for smashing through barriers, while the chicken drumstick, as comical as it does sound, has its own unique applications. But remember, this is a PlayStation 1 game after all, which means the controls aren't perfect. Come on, don't fall in the water. Don't fall off the ledge. No, fuck! Something else that bothers me besides the jankiness of the controls, which is okay because it was a PS1 game, is the health system. Now, the health system itself is fine, but going level to level, that's where it kind of gets annoying. Unlike most games, you don't start off with a fresh bar of health. You start off with what you left off with in the last level. So that means you have to go back to an easier level like Graveyard and stock up on health. Then go all the way back to the new level that you're on and go from there. And so far, I've probably done this 4 or 5 times. While the regular foes of Gallowmere offer their own challenges, it's the boss battles that truly test your combat prowess. Each boss is a puzzle, a dance of death that demands strategy, reflexes, and above all, patience. These twin stone gargoyles are not to be underestimated. To defeat them, players must focus on dodging their synchronized energy beams. The key is to wait for the moment when each one of them is tired out, revealing its vulnerable core. Targeting this core while avoiding the other's attack is the strategy to victory. This creature is as deadly as it is beautiful. Players will notice that direct attacks are futile, as the demon's body is impervious. Trick is to shatter the demon's heart when exposed, which weakens the demon. This massive pumpkin isn't just a sitting target. Throughout the battle, it summons smaller pumpkin minions that swarm the player. The strategy here is twofold. Manage the smaller pumpkins while targeting the large vines that tether the Pumpkin King. The final confrontation with the evil sorcerer is a test of everything the player has learned. Zarok uses dark magic to summon minions and can also shapeshift into monstrous forms. Doesn't he look a bit familiar? That's it. The first phase requires players to fend off his minions, the Phasghouls. These spectral knights are a formidable challenge. The key to victory is patience. Players must use good lightning to keep your army of dead alive as they attack the Phasghouls. Repeat this process and the Phasghouls will fall. Unfortunately though, using the good lightning on your army of undead drains your health. After defeating the Phasghouls, Zarok sends his champion, Lord Kardok, to finish the job. In the second stage of the fight, Sir Dan must avoid Lord Kardok and his undead horse charge attacks. Sir Dan must dodge his attacks and then run in to finish the job. Once he's dealt with, Zarok decides to drop on down and join in on the fun, transforming into whatever this is. In this form, players need to dodge his powerful attacks and wait for his blue shield to disappear. That's the weak point. A series of well-timed attacks there, and Zarok will be defeated.
Curse you, Sir Knight. I am finally defeated.
In the world of Gallowmere, runes are more than just keys. They're intricate pieces of a larger puzzle. Take the Cemetery Hill level, for instance. The rune atop the hill isn't just about dodging rolling boulders. It's about timing, understanding the pattern of the boulders, and using the environment to shield oneself. Successfully obtaining the rune often rewards players with access to new areas or hidden treasures. Chalices in Medieval are a testament to one's combat prowess. In the Scarecrow Fields, the chalice isn't just hidden, it's a challenge. Players must defeat a specific number of enemies to fill the chalice. Once filled, you then have to find a piece missing from the harvester to then plow a path to the chalice. Securing a chalice often grants players unique weapons and upgrades at the Hall of Heroes. The Sleeping Village is a master class in environmental puzzles as mentioned before. Players must not only navigate without harming the cursed villagers, but also interact with objects in a specific sequence. Ringing a bell might not open a door, but reading a book might reveal a hidden passage. Solving these puzzles often reward players with lore snippets, deepening the game's narrative. Now, after spending countless hours in the world of Gallowmere, one might wonder, how did you end up playing for that long? Well, Medieval is not just a one-time journey. Let's dive into the elements that make this game a timeless classic with immersive replayability. Every nook and cranny of Gallowmere hides a secret. From concealed weapons to hidden lore snippets, the game constantly rewards the curious. When going back to 100% the game, I stumbled across a hidden chamber in the ant caves that I completely missed the first time around. These discoveries not only enrich the narrative, but also offer new tools and strategies for combat. Many levels in Medieval offer alternate routes. The Pumpkin Gorge, for instance, can be approached in multiple ways. Do you tackle the giant pumpkins head on, or do you find a stealthy path through? Each choice leads to different challenges, encounters, and rewards, ensuring that no two playthroughs feel the same. Every chalice collected unlocks a new statue in the Hall of Heroes, each one either giving you a new weapon, an upgrade, a health bonus, or just money. While the main narrative of Sir Dan's redemption is compelling, the world of Gallowmere is brimming with stories. From the tragic tale of the villagers in the Sleeping Village to the legends whispered in Enchanted Earth, there's always a new piece of lore to discover. For lore enthusiasts, replaying the game offers a chance to piece together the rich tapestry of Gallowmere's history. In essence, Medieval is a game that refuses to fade into history. Its design challenges, humor, and stories are addicting, urging players to continue to return to Gallowmere for years to come. Whether you're a completionist, lore enthusiast, or someone casually seeking a fresh challenge, Medieval promises a rewarding experience for every replay. I would absolutely recommend picking up either the original on the PlayStation 1, even the 2019 remake for the PS4, which also includes the PS1 original game once you collect the 19 souls. But maybe don't play for 24 hours straight like I did.